Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Calvin Tobin Show. I am your host, Calvin Tobin. Today, we have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. All right, as the 2022-2023 NFL regular season is coming to a close, we are now starting to see who are clinching the final spots to get into the 2022-2023 NFL playoffs. And last night, we had one more team clinch a playoff spot, and it was the Los Angeles Chargers as they got their victory over the Indianapolis Colts, beating them 20-3. And with this playoff clinching, Justin Herbert is now going to be making his playoff debut, and the Chargers will be back in the playoffs for the first time since 2018. Now, since the Chargers have clinched a playoff spot, there are now 3 divisions in the NFL where 2 teams have a secured spot in the NFL playoffs. And the 3 divisions are the AFC West with the Chargers and the Chiefs, the NFC East with the Eagles and the Cowboys, and the AFC North with the Bengals and the Ravens. Now, the question is for the Chargers is, how far will Justin Herbert take them? Now, here's the thing. The Chargers are the 6th seed right now, and it looks to be that they are likely going to play the number 3 seed in the Cincinnati Bengals if the Cincinnati Bengals can hold that spot, because they are right now 11-4, and they're just 1 game ahead of the Baltimore Ravens as they are 10-5. And with that, it looks to be that it could go down to the very last game of the season, because the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens are playing each other on each of their last game of the season. So there is a chance that whoever wins that game, that team is going to have the number 3 seed in the playoffs. Now, with the Chargers, Justin Herbert has his weapons in Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Austin Eckler to get them down the field and be able to put up points on the board. Yes, they have that, and they have a dominant defense in Joey Bosa, Asante Samuel, and Khalil Mack that's starting to find their rhythm towards the end of the season, because they had a dominant game as they had 2 interceptions against Nick Foles and the Colts last night in that 20-3 victory. But here is the thing with that Chargers offense. It's their offensive line. Joe Burrow went through this earlier this year and practically all of last year, where he's getting sacked 4 to 5 times a game. And now Justin Herbert is getting a taste of that medicine for himself, as the Chargers have allowed him to get sacked 25 times over the last 6 games. And that is the biggest issue right now, is that they have to be able to protect Justin Herbert, because I do think that Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers have a chance at getting out of the wild card round, but that offensive line is going to be the true difference maker. And if they play the Cincinnati Bengals, it could go back and forth, because both of those offensive lines have struggled over the last couple of years protecting their quarterback. Now, I believe that, like I said, I do believe that the Chargers will get past the wild card round, but that's as best as they're going to do this year, because they are not getting past the second round at all, because the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills will be waiting for them in the second round, and from there, the Chargers season will be over. And this is just only the beginning of Justin Herbert's career. He's only in his 3rd year, and he's got a lot more time to showcase of what he is able to do on the football field. And we're also about to get a taste of what kind of playoff Herbert we got. How much? Does he have a different kind of breed in him? Is he going to be that dude when it comes to the playoffs? We are going to find out. But That second round, there's no way, because the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs are way too dominant for the Chargers if they get to that second level or second round of the NFL playoffs. And it's and as time goes on, Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers will get better. It's just a matter of time before we see how good Justin Herbert can truly be in this league. Now, unfortunately, JJ Watt's time in the NFL is officially over. JJ Watt is one of the greatest defensive players of all time, and easily one of the greatest greatest players of his era. Now, JJ Watt was a different breed early on in his career. He won 3 Defensive Players of the Year and is one of 3 players to ever win the Defensive Player of the Year award 3 times. He won it in 2012, 2014, and 2015. The other 2 guys that won it are Aaron Donald and Lawrence Taylor. Now, JJ Watt, this dude has countless photos of him having tough moments of running out of the tunnel for Houston, having his face all bloodied up, and having a whole bunch of other tough, cool moments that we have seen him do out on that gridiron. Now, JJ Watt is easily going to go down as one of the greatest players to never lift up the Lombardi Trophy. And so, other than the 3 Defensive Player of the Year that JJ Watt won, what else did he accomplish in his career? Well, he had 2 different seasons of 20 sacks. He had 4 different seasons of where he had 16 plus sacks. He was a 5-time first-team All-Pro, a 5-time Pro Bowler, sacked the QB 111 and a half times, and to really top it all off, he got 6 touchdowns in his career, and a majority of those 6 touchdowns came in 2014, which is easily his best year as a defensive end, because he was able to do stuff on offense and defense. The dude was a true beast and was a true difference maker, and is easily a generational talent for the defensive end of his era. Now, if injuries didn't mess up his career a little bit and he wasn't out for some of those seasons, I think we can all agree that JJ Watt's sack count would be a lot more than 111 and a half. That's what he's got right now. And this was just with crazy amounts of injuries, but that didn't stop him from playing the game he loves. But let's just say that he had no injuries whatsoever. I think we can all agree that his sack count would be upward towards of like 160, 170, maybe even 180. JJ Watt was that scary. But have fun in retirement, JJ Watt. We will see you at Canton in a few years. Now, another true difference maker that we are able to feast our eyes on, we are going to have to jump on over to the NBA as KD and Kyrie dominated the Cleveland Cavaliers in beating them 125 to 117. Now, that score, it may not look dominant at all because the Celtics only won by 8, but this game was completely dominant by the Nets all game long because KD and Kyrie each scored 32 points, combining for 64 points and getting a total of 12 threes. And on the other hand, with that, Cleveland's defense, they looked like they were deer in headlights. They could not stop anybody. They allowed way too many simple shots and allowed three different players, KD, Kyrie, and TJ Warren, to score a total of 87 points. That's way too many by 3 points. Way too many points by three players. And that's what really bit them. And even though that Darius Garland had a 46-point game, it was not enough. It helped bring the Cavaliers a couple times within reaching distance, be able to potentially take the lead, because towards the end of halftime, when there was a few minutes left, he was able to help them bring the Cavaliers within a few points. But after that, because of the deer in headlights Cleveland defense and allowing all those simple shots, the Nets were able to stack their lead on multiple occasions and got upward towards of 20 points on a couple occasions as well. Now, with that, the Brooklyn Nets have been dominant all December long, and because of how great KD has been, he has made some history for himself. He has passed Tim Duncan on the all-time scoring leaderboard and is now the 15th all-time scoring leader. And now with the total points of 26,516 points. He is 152 points behind Dominique Wilkins now, and 194 points behind Oscar Robertson. Now, there's a huge chance KD is going to pass those two guys within the next 20 to 30 games within this season. Well, it's just a matter of time before he does it, because we're just waiting. Because now KD is in the spot where, like, 26,500 points, he's in the area where he's about to start jumping multiple people over the next couple of years. And then we're going to see, like, how many points is KD going to end up with. Now, if I were to make a prediction on how many points KD is to end up with by the end of his career, I think he has a shot to get between 30 and 32,000 points. That's where I think he's going to end up by the time his career ends. Or he could play even longer than maybe like 6 or 7 years and probably get towards maybe like 33, potentially 34 if he's truly dominant. But we'll just wait and see for that to happen. Now, with how dominant the Brooklyn Nets have been in December, right now they are 10-1, and their only loss came to the Boston Celtics. And because of this 10-game dominance in December, and they're also on a 9-game winning streak, now the best record in the Eastern Conference, and potentially the best record in the NBA, is actually up for grabs between the Bucks, Celtics, and the Nets, because the Celtics in December, they haven't looked that hot. And right now, it looks like it's up for the taking between Milwaukee and the Nets. They just got to go out and take it. And there's also a good chance that Brooklyn could end up going 12-1 in December, because their final two games, they have to play the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets. And the way they've been playing over December, it looks like that they can wrap those games up nice and easily for themselves to improve their record to 24-12. Now, we just got to wait and see on who is going to take that position. And also, within that dominance, because of KD getting to the 15th all-time, he has been scoring 29.1 points per game in December. And the only game that he did not play in was the Pacers game. KD, where is he going to land on the all-time list? Because it's where he's getting to the point where he's jumping all those players. Let's see how long it takes him before he starts doing it. All right, that's the end of the Calvin Tobin Show. Please subscribe to my channel at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports media whatsoever. And please follow me on Instagram at Calvin Tobin Show so you don't miss out on any sports news whatsoever. And I'm out.